Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Benidorm Crazy Marcus here with another crazy video. In today's video I'm going to be going over some things not to do when on holiday in Spain, in hope that your holiday will be more enjoyable and more safe. So let's get started with our first don't smoke on the beach. Now this is a bit of a weird one because it applies to actually being around like the foot washes and the accessible areas of the beach, so the ramps leading down onto the beach. Smoking anywhere in that area is illegal, and if you are caught you can get quite a hefty fine for doing so. But here's where the weird part comes in: you're allowed to smoke on the actual beach. So if you go onto the sand, apparently it's perfectly acceptable to smoke. Let me know your thoughts down below. Our next one is money exchange. Now, be careful when exchanging money. You will see a lot these freestanding ATMs. They're being like back streets or random areas in Benidorm. They can quite often give you pretty bad exchange rates and can also charge you quite a lot to get money out. Sort of the same thing with some of like the Spanish ATMs, the Banca, Santander, places like that. But this one also comes into retrospective with your actual money exchange shops. Now, my advice here is to actually get them to write down what the exchange rate is, so then you're able to go off and not work out what money you are actually getting. Because a lot of places, they will say it's one thing, then you're getting a completely different rate. So just be careful, guys, when it comes to money exchange. Right, guys, so our next don't in Benidorm is don't bring all your possessions with you, your personal possessions. Stuff like jewellery that's been in the family for years and worth tons of money. Stuff like that. There's no real need to bring it on holiday, is there? Because when you're sweating or you've got sun cream lotion on or suntan lotion on, you're going to be quite slippy and it may fall off when you're swimming in the sea or swimming in the pool. It is also at great risk of being stolen as well, so just be careful. Anything that's worth a ton of money, maybe just leave at home. Our next one on the list is don't leave people alone. Now this more implies to like stag do's, hen do's, or just big groups who have thought like, had enough of the UK for a bit, gonna come on holiday, like go on an absolute all-nighter, get steaming drunk. Like when one lad goes down or one lass goes down feeling a bit ill, had enough to drink, they tend to leave them on their own. Don't do it, guys, because you see it loads. Someone will be left on their own in a bar, not knowing where they are, where they're staying, or they'd just be allowed to wander off. my best advice is stick together and make sure that everyone's at least maybe got a bit of paper or something with where they're staying, so that in the worst case they do end up wandering off, they're able to approach someone and say, here's where I'm staying, like, I've had a bit too many, can you help me get back to my hotel? Or even if someone is feeling a bit tired or they've had a bit too many, walk them back to the hotel. You can always have the rest of your night out once you make sure your best mate's safe and sound. Okay guys, so our next don't is one we probably all know of, one you've probably heard of tons of times before. The P-men. Now, for those of you who don't know what the P-men is, just basically a little game really, happens in most touristy areas of Benidorm, down on the fantasy front one by the market area, pretty much wherever there's a load of tourists, about 5 times out of 10 you're guaranteed the pecan will be about. And it's just a cardboard box with 3 bits of potato cut up, and they basically hide the pea under one of them. Now your mission is to then find out which one the pea is under. Of course, placing bets on which one you think it's under. You get it right, you win a bit of money. You get it wrong, you lose some money. But here's the sort of funny bit. First they make it look like you're winning. Then, when you start winning, you start losing. Then next thing you know, you've lost about €100 just by playing it. But not only that guys, they have muggers and pickpockets involved with them. They draw you in by having English expats in with them, pretending to be tourists. So, quite dodgy. And the thing is, I have heard that it's not illegal for them to be doing it, but it's illegal for you to be playing it because it's gambling in a public area. Crazy. On to our next one. Don't leave your phone unattended. So you may be gone to the toilet and you left your phone on the table. Be careful guys. People are quite quick here in Benidorm. If they see you not paying attention, your phone's on the table, they just reach out, swipe it and be off. Now a new one that unbelievably has just almost happened to me and Mike. Someone will approach you with a bit of a sob story. Maybe like, oh, I've been robbed, I've lost my phone, I need to phone my mum or the police or my friend or something. They ask to borrow your phone for a couple of minutes. Soon as you hand it over, bye phone, you've lost your phone. Don't do it guys, do not trust them. I know British are quite friendly, they're quite trustworthy people, but trust me guys, it's not worth it. It's not worth getting your phone stolen. Okay guys, so our next don't is glass bottles and glasses when you're on the streets. Now, yeah, I know it's tempting to take a pint out with you when you go for a walk or something, but glass bottles and glasses are banned on pretty much all streets of Benidorm, whether it be the strip, the square, or the seafront, it's a big no-no. Now, our next one, picture the scene for this one. You lay on the beach on a nice comfy sunbed, sun's beating down on you, water's lapping against the beach, nice and chilled, all well is in the world. But you suddenly get a bit thirsty when, as if by magic, along comes someone carrying a tray of nice, beautiful homemade cocktails. Now, you might get tempted by them. You may think, oh, yummy, they look gorgeous. But trust me, guys, they are nowhere near yummy, nor are they nowhere near gorgeous. These cocktails are made in back streets, dirty fans, dirty areas, pretty much made in dirty conditions where there's literally going to be chance of getting germs, in other words, so they're not the best thing to have. There are chances that police are cracking down on them, but you are still seeing them about. One story I have heard is the bags with all the ingredients in, that's quite often hid in sewage outlets, like hidden dirty areas. Another rumour I've heard is the fruit for them is quite often got out of bins from hotels, apparently. If that's true or not, I don't know, but still very disgusting. Someone has actually been took ill by ordering one, yet they're still about. So just be careful, don't buy them, because they will make you very, very ill. Okay guys, so my final two don'ts when in Benidorm. My first one of the final two is don't go on the beach after hours. Now I know it's tempting, you've had a few to drink, you fancy a bit of a slow walk down the beach, maybe go find a quiet area of the beach to sleep your hangover off, but it is against the law to go on the beach after hours. Between 12 at midnight and 7 AM in the morning, that's when you're not allowed on the beach. Now, they did say it were to allow sort of room for them to clean up, like allow the tractors to go on there, etc. Not sure if that's still true or not, because I have been seeing the tractors go down a bit earlier nowadays. Now, coming into my final one, don't double up. Now, I know that you're thinking, what on earth are you on about? Now, everyone who's been to Benidorm will probably know that when it comes to measures for a drink, there is no such thing really. It's just a barman pouring the bottle till like he either remembers what he's doing or the bottle one's empty. So quite often you will sort of get sort of an equivalent to a double. Or quite often, if you do ask for a double, you'll get two of the drink you ordered and probably charged a lot more money. So just avoid that. Watch when they pour your drink, because quite often it will be quite a decent size amount of booze you get. Anyway guys, hope you've liked my advice on how to stay safe in Benidorm. Drop any more tips you may have down below in the comment section. And as always, it's another day in the office. It's another day in paradise. Adios, mi amigos.